Good morning. I'm Ghazali Mohammed from Accra, Ghana. I hold a BSc Geological Engineering degree, and I've been working for the past 6 to 7 years now in the mineral exploration industry. I've worked with about 4 different companies, and I'm currently with Zijin Mining Group, African Mineral Resources Exploration Limited. My expertise are in geological mapping, geochemical soil sampling, field mapping, geological logging, geotechnical logging, sample preparation, sample assay analysis, and I also have a bit of modeling experience and also geostatistical analysis. So that's the little I can say with regards to my profession. Today I will be taking you through our physical geology course, and the topic for today's lecture will be on hydrologic cycle, right? Hydrologic cycle. But we'll do a quick recap on our previous lecture before we finally jump to our topic for the day. So in our previous lecture, we talk of the different types of rock, where we talk of igneous, sedimentary, and metamorphic rocks. We went further to highlight and actually describe some of the physical properties of rocks. And with that, we said we gave some examples as what hardness as one of their properties, porosity, permeability, right? Density, color. These are some of the physical properties of rock that you can think of. So today we said we are going to treat hydrologic cycle. Hydrologic cycle. And as the names imply, hydrology, like, I mean, it has got to do with water. So we wouldn't treat hydrologic cycle without talking of hydrology. So we'll try and define hydrology, then we'll come to the definition of the hydrologic cycle, which is the same as the water cycle. Then we'll give some sources of water. Then finally we talk of the main processes controlling the hydrologic cycle. So hydrology, we say it is the study of water, and that's the simplest definition ever you can think of. So we say that one is the layman's definition, but as scientists, as we are, we say it is the field of study that focuses on the occurrence, distribution, and circulation of water in the ecosystem. So we say hydrologic cycle is a conceptual model that describes the storage and movement or circulation of water in the ecosystem. So when you have water, how the water circulates within the ecosystem is the hydrologic cycle. So this is a typical diagram to describe the hydrologic cycle, right? So as you can see over here, we have some clouds forming. So before that, we have the water, the ocean, and the rivers. So we start with the evaporation from the oceans and the sea and the water bodies. And we have evapotranspiration or transpiration, letting the water from the liquid state to the gaseous state. It finally condenses in the sky as clouds, heavy clouds. Then you have movement of the clouds, right, by wind and other factors. Then you have it being precipitated as rains and back into the system like that. At times you have snow melts and glacier melt, and it also goes into the chain of the cycle, right? Then it goes on like that. So this is a model to epitomize the whole concept. So we talk of the sources of water. Ocean is our first source of water, which holds the Earth's chunk of, holds the Earth's most majority part of the Earth's water. That's the ocean. Then we talk of the atmosphere, where you have some suspended particles of droplets of water. Then you talk of the soil moisture. That's when you find yourself in the pores of particles of soil. You have water. So these are the water we talk of. That's soil moisture. Then lakes. Then you have groundwater and permafrost. And you have ice too over here. And finally we have glacier and permanent snow. So the processes of the hydrology cycle. Before we jump to the process of the hydrology cycle, we want to chip in this, that water can neither be created nor destroyed. And I think this saying is also true with energy. In energy conservation, we say energy is neither created nor destroyed. So energy is always what conserved. So is it with water too. Water is always conserved, and that you will have it just in a different phase or a different state. And that we say whatever water we used to have some years back is the same water that we have in the system, in the ecosystem. It has never dwindled, it has never reduced. It's the same water, just that the proportions are different. When you talk of the different particulate states, that's gaseous, liquid, and solid, it will vary. But if you sum all of this together, you have the same quantity of water you used to have some billions of years ago. So that's where our topic, that's where we'll end our topic for the hydrology cycle, and we want to touch a little bit on what we'll be doing in our next lecture. And that we say we'll discuss how the hydrologic cycle, together with the processes, impact the soil and the rock properties that we earlier mentioned as our recap. So we'll try and find a connection, right, for whatever we've learned so far with the hydrologic cycle, how it impacts the soil and the rock media. So thank you. This is where we will end our lecture for today. Thank you very much.